Hey girlies. Hello. I'm back from the dead. Really? I'm back from my first semester of grad school. It was hell on wheels. It was a lot, but I survived and now we're here. Yay. Um because it's now break and I have taken the past 2 weeks off from practicing. I thought I would take you guys with me to plan out my practicing for the next little bit until I go back to school. My next semester starts January 20th, so I have some time. So this will be my practice routine mostly for the next couple of weeks. Squeaky chair. um yeah, so I like to structure my practice in like a couple of different categories. So I have tone, technique, my etude, my pieces, and then my ensemble. And I usually practice them in that order unless I feel like switching it up, and then I'll like start with my etude and do my tone and technique last. But I thought I would just kind of like plan out what I want to start with for the beginning of the break. Um, I for tone, I've been working on tapers a lot, and I've been using like tapers and air direction, and I've been using the Sonorite studies by Marcel Moyes, and I've been using specifically the taper exercise on page 15 to do that. This one. So I thought I would continue with that because that's something that I want to work on, specifically tone wise. So I have my little practice journal. Tapers. Okay. Next, I want to pick out my technique, and I usually do a lot of my technique through the Tough Now and Go Bare book, the 17 daily exercises. And I want to work on embouchure, kind of like movement. And I think I want to do number 6. Number 6, and maybe number 8. Because one of my comments from my jury was to just be more aware of my embouchure and like how it's moving. And the clarinet professor specifically was like, you should practice arpeggios and just be super, super aware of the micro movements for each note and where you need to be placing things specifically. So that's something that I want to work on. Oh, and he suggested using like arpeggios to do that specifically. So I want to practice EJ6 and EJ8 with that in mind specifically. And working on just kind of like overall embouchure things. So EJ6 and EJ8. And now my etude. I'm gonna continue on with my etude book. I've been working on Verbigay, and I'm like halfway done with the book. I'm on etude number 9. This one. And then it continues over to this page. So I'm gonna work on that one for this week, and then I'll move on to the next, and so on and so forth. So I think my practice week is gonna start Wednesday to Wednesday. Reggae. Reggae number 9. I have been wanting to, over the break, practice the piano and get better at it. It's, I think it's a really important skill, and that everybody should know at least how to do it. I did take 2 years of it in my undergrad, but I didn't practice as much as I should have, and I'm really rusty. So I want to develop that skill more. So I want to practice the piano at least like 30 minutes every day. So. And then I don't have any pieces right now that I'm working on. That'll change. I'm going to do a lecture recital next semester. So when I figure out what pieces, like what I'm doing for that, and then what pieces I'm playing, then I'll incorporate those into my practice. I have to figure it out and then plan it with my teacher. But I haven't done that yet because I was busy trying to survive finals. um, and then ensembles, I have some different ensemble things to practice, but I'm not going to incorporate them just yet. I do need to check today. I have an audition for ensembles coming up in January, so I need to check today to see if those are posted and print them off. It'll be excerpts, and I'll usually loop my excerpts in with my etude. So I'll practice my etude for 20 minutes, and then I'll practice my orchestral excerpts for 20, 30 minutes. So if they haven't posted, I'll print them off, and then I'll put them into my practice. I'll have 2 for wind symphony, a flute and a piccolo one, and then I'll have 2 for orchestra if they're re-auditioning orchestra. I don't know if they are though, so they might just be wind band excerpts, and that won't be too difficult because there'll only be 2. And then I do have 2 ensemble things I need to practice. Which I will put those in later towards the end of the break because those aren't a priority right now. I have I was a part of a Baroque ensemble this last semester, and my performance got canceled last minute. Well, it got canceled twice actually because I was sick, and then the tenor for my group, it was the ensemble is flute, harpsichord, cello, and tenor. So I was sick and we canceled it, and then the tenor was sick and then we canceled it because of the tenor. So I have to loop that in towards the end, and then oh my god, my brain blanked. Oh, I have an orchestral excerpts class. I have a woodwind orchestral excerpts class, and basically for that class, we learn a symphony and we play it in class. Our professor is like she's a professional orchestral oboist. So she has years upon years upon years of experience, and she just kind of like helps us with whatever we're working on. Helps us with style, articulation, kind of playing together as a woodwind section because it's a woodwind orchestral excerpts class. I think I already said that. She also teaches us like rehearsal practices, so like how to stand, how to sit, sorry, how to where to have your stand, where to put your stuff, kind of different things in that regard. Just like helpful little hints and tricks and things. So, we were gonna play Symphony Fantastique, and it got canceled because there was a concert on campus and parking was just a nightmare, insane. So my professor canceled it and pushed it off to next semester. So I think the beginning of January, I'm gonna put back in Symphony Fantastique because we're playing all 5 movements. So, yeah. um, I definitely think maybe I'll do one of these like every week and then just sit down and plan with all of you what I'm going to be practicing for the week. I think that'll be good for me. For me. And it'll hold me accountable because the internet knows. But I think that this is a good start until I figure out all the other things. So, okay, update. They did post the audition materials for ensembles for next semester, and I have them printed off. Here is my packet. I am doing 4 excerpts. So we're doing St. Matthew's Passion. I have not worked on this one before, so that'll be fun to do that one. We're doing Symphony Number 8 in G major by Dvorak. We are doing this one. Movement 4 specifically. I worked on this one in my flute orchestral excerpts class this last semester, so this one shouldn't be too bad. I am familiar enough with it. And those 2 are for orchestra. So these next 2 are for Wind Symphony specifically. Oh, I think I printed out it twice. Oh, that's funny. Okay. We're doing an excerpt from Downey Overture. I'm not familiar with this piece at all, but that's what this one looks like. And then for piccolo, we always for auditions, have to do flute and piccolo. So we're doing Benjamin Britten, The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. And we are doing a piccolo solo from that. I'm not familiar with this, so I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be listening to all of those pieces so that I know. But just wanted to update you. They posted it. I have it. And I will be adding it to my practice under Etude. And just working on it 30, 40 minutes every day, picking 1 or 2, switching around. So, yeah. Until next time. Bye, guys.